बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। राधा रानी की जय। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सदा राधिकानां जिह्वाग्रतस्यात् सदा राधिकारूप मक्ष्णग्रास्ता श्रुतौ राधिका कीर्तिरन्तः स्वभावे गुणाराधिकाया श्रियायेत धीहे। वन्दे बृन्दावनानन्दा राधिका परमेश्वरी गोपिकां परमां शुद्धां ह्लादिनी शक्तिरूपिणी। नमः कमलना भाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्ध्वं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। बोले राधा रानी की जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। आदरणीय पूजनीय पंडित जी, प्रिय सज्जनों, प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, महानुभाव, most worshipable Panditji, our Pandits, dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and every one, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. Tonight is the last night, the last session of this wonderful journey. It was a glorious and divine journey. We started a few weeks ago, and today is a culmination. But would not say end, but just the beginning. As we begin our spiritual divine life, is always until we attain the Supreme Lord, until we attain Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Radha Krishna's divine abode. We are always on a journey. The journey goes backward, sometimes goes forward. Hopefully, we will only go forward. As we do every night, we'll do Bhagavat Sumiran. Sumiran, as I say, I keep saying, means remembering, meditating. Let's remember the Supreme Lord, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Bhagwan Shiv, Ganeshi, seeking their blessings, their guidance and protection as we relate this wonderful katha of Shrimat Bhagavat Mahapuran, and also as listeners that we imbibe the whole import of what Bhagavat is saying. Only through the blessing of Guru and Bhagwan this is possible. Riddhi Siddhi Data Siddhi Sadan Varan Varna Sumiro Varamvar Madan Kadan Ke Lal Ganapati Kripa Nidhan Gyan Khani Anand Bhavan Dehu Mohi Bardhan Varno Bhasha Bhagavat Jai Shiva Anand Kand Bhutnath Bhava Bhaya Haran Bhakti Vishay Naradvand Gaur Varan Mangal Karan He Braj Chand Mukund Braj Bhushan Dushan Haran Katahu Bhav Bhaya Pand Charan Sharan Li An Jai 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 Jagadish Sevat Shesh Mahesh Ajay Mahima Amit Abhed Ved Bhed Janat Dehu Mohi Vardhan Radha Varyah वर सदा प्रेम भरी मुस्कान नित चित में खट खाट रहे मोहि चाहिए कछु नाहि और वस्तु प्रभु जात की रहे मन माही यह बाकी झाकी सदा लिए लकुटिया गायन के पीछे पीरत ग्वाल बाल लिए साथ मोर मुकुट शिर पर धरे कर मुरली उर्मा शीश मुकुट कटि पीत पट या छविसो नंदला बस हृदय मम निशी दिवस गुरुपद रज धर शीश कहूँ भागवत की कथा जो शुकदेव मुनीश कवि सो परीक्षित निप अति भय निगम कल्पतरो गलितम फलम सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुका। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, बोल राधा रानी की जय, श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। As mentioned, and as we all know, we have been on a Yatra, a spiritual journey. Yatra of bhakti, divine love, divine bliss. Bhagavat contains only bhakti. Bhagavat, Shri Krishna has merged himself into Bhagavat Mahapuran. Bhagavat represents Shri Krishna himself. So this is indeed a most divine, a most spiritual, a most glorious and a most auspicious journey we have been on, this Yatra. This is mentioned, this doesn't happen again and again. Many of us maybe only experience this once and then that's it. We have no guarantees. None of us have guarantee. Yeah, there can be more yatras. I'm not saying there cannot be. And hopefully, there would be. Not only by myself, but others. The thing is, we don't know if we'll be there. We don't have any guarantee. Videha Nimi is very specific in this when he says to the 9 Yogeshwars. Vyasji says, Durlabho manusho deho dehinam kshana bhanguraha tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priya darshanam. 11 canto, 2nd chapter, 29th verse, Shrimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. This is where we started the journey. If you remember, this is where we started this journey. Videha Nimi meeting the 9 Yogeshwars. Kavi Havir Antariksha Prabuddha Pipalayana Avirhotrotha Drumilas Chamasa Karabhajana. 11 canto, 2nd chapter, 21st verse. Rishabh Bhagavan, descension of Sri Krishna, had 100 sons. Of them, the eldest was Jar Bharat. We heard 3 nights wonderful katha of Bharatji Maharaj. So great was Bharat that before him the whole world was known as Ajanabhavarsh. Because of his greatness, his bhakti, his devotion, the world became known as Bharatvarsh. 81 sons became Purohit, performing yagna, etc. 9 became rulers of the world, and 9 were God among yogis, Yogeshwar. Kavi, Havi, Kavi, Hari, Antariksh, Prabudh, Pipalayan, Avirhotra, Drumil, Chamas, Karbhajan. The first thing, Ajamil, after worshipping them in the highest way and given a wonderful seat and worshipping them, he said, Durlabho Manusho Deho. This human body is the rarest and most difficult to attain in the 8.4 million forms of life. It is the rarest and most difficult. Even it is so rare, not only rare and difficult, but so valuable that even devatas, celestial gods, are praying and begging for birth in the human form. They can't get it. But it has a problem. Durlabho manusho deho dehinam kshana bhangura. It is kshana bhangur. At which moment we can lose it, no one knows. Nobody can guarantee. That's why I was saying, we don't know. This might be our only journey. We have no idea. Anyhow, so this is a great blessing. Tonight's katha, I've chosen this wonderful katha tonight, 10th canto, 24th chapter of Shrimat Bhagavat Mahapuran. We begin with bhajan kirtan. Always chanting the name of the Lord is most important. This is chant. Try to not only chant like a parrot. Keep my Guru Jagat Gurutam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu would always keep saying, Roop dhyan kijiye, Roop dhyan kijiye. Meditate on the form of God, on the form of Shri Radha Krishna, on the form of Guru who is Radha Krishna personified. Without meditation, without Roop Dhyan, all bhakti, all spiritual activity is useless. It's like just like multiplying by zero. Until we meditate, until we apply the mind, then we are not actually just physical drill. So yes, chant the name loudly of the Lord, but also meditate on the Lord also. Try to visualize, try to feel His love, His presence. Govinda, 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Govinda, 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda. Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe O Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda. कथ्यता मे पिता कोयम संप्रभो उपागतः किं फलं कस्य चोद्देश्यः केन वा साध्यते मखः एतद्ब्रूहि महान् कामो मह्यं शुश्रूष्यवे पितः न हि गोप्यं हि साधुना कृत्यं सर्वात्मना गोविंद 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 राधे राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे ओ राधे गोविंद राधे राधे गोविंद राधे ओ राधे गोविंद 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 राधे राधे गोविंद ज्ञात्वा ज्ञात्वा च कर्माणि जनेप्यनुतिष्ठति विदुषा कर्म सिद्धि स्यात् तथा न विदुषो भवेत् तत्र तावत् क्रियायोगो भवतां किं विचारितः अथवा लौकिकस्तन्मे पृच्छतः साधु वन्यता गोविंद 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 राधे राधे गोविंद 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 ओ गोविंद 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 राधे राधे गोविंद 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 ओ राधे राधे गोविंद राधे ओ राधे 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 राधे गोविंद 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 राधे राधे गोविंद बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। कथ्यता में पिता कोयम संप्रभो संभ्रयो भमो व उपागतः किं फलं कस्य चोद्देशः केन वा साध्यते मखाः। एक बार ठाकुर जी छोटे थे, बलराम के साथ घूम रहे थे। उन्हें देखा सारे बुजुर्ग लोग बहुत व्यस्त थे, सामग्री सब कुछ इकट्ठे कर रहे थे। तो ठाकुर जी, वो तो भगवान है, सब कुछ जानते हैं, इनसे कुछ भी छुपा नहीं सकते, लेकिन फिर भी बहुत दीन बन के बुजुर्ग के पास गए, खास तौर नंद बाबा, और पूछने लग गए कि हे पिताजी, ये आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, ये क्यों ऐसे कर रहे हैं, इसका कारण क्या है और इसका फल क्या है, करने से क्या फल मिलेगा, कृपया करके बताइए. Once Shri Krishna, small, he's about 5 years old, and he was walking with Balram. They were walking and playing in Vrindavan. Suddenly he saw all the older cowherds, especially his father, Nanda Baba. They were all so busy collecting wood, samagri, all kinds of things. So Shri Krishna is Bhagavan, Thakurji is Bhagavan himself. He's all knowing, all seeing, all pervading. Nothing we can hide from him. We think we can. But even though all knowing, all seeing, with great humility, he bowed, showing us that the respect of elders is so important. One of the teachings of Sanatana Dharma, to respect our elders. He bowed with great humility and inquired, "My dear father, what are you all getting all these things for? All this material? Who is it for? What is this action? What are you going to do with it? And what is the outcome? What is the fruit of all of this?" तो नंद बाबा ने कहा, जवाब दिया कि हे कन्हैया, एक इंद्र है, इंद्र जो देवताओं के राजा है और वर्षा के भगवान है, और उनके मेघों का भी कई कई रूप है. तो उनको संतुष्ट करने से वर्षा देते हैं. इससे सब कुछ इस संसार में घास इत्यादि और गैयों का भी मिलते हैं, इससे दूध इत्यादि मिलते हैं, घी इत्यादि सब कुछ, इसलिए इनकी पूजा करते हैं. So then Nanda Baba replied and said, "Oh Kanhaiya, there is a God by the name of Indra. He is the king of heaven, Devatas, the god of rain. When we make him happy, and he has so many manifestations of the clouds of himself, where he brings forth rain. When we make Indra happy, he brings rain. If you don't make him happy, then he can stop the rain and there will be drought. So we try to keep him happy that he will bring rain. When the rain will come, the grass grows, everything gets fresh, the cows will eat young, nourishing grass, they will give more milk, we'll have butter, we'll have ghee, yogurt, all these things. Everyone, all plants, everything will be very happy. And this is why we worship Indra. Indra की पूजा करते हैं. तो भगवान छोटे से ठाकुर जी, और वहाँ सब बुजुर्ग लोग हैं, खड़े हैं. तो ठाकुर जी एक लेक्चर दिया सबको. एक छोटा सा लड़का लेक्चर देते हैं. वो कह रहे हैं कि देखो, जितने भी जीव है ये सब अपने कर्म के अनुसार इस संसार में आते हैं, और जो भी मिलते हैं अपने कर्म के अनुसार ही मिलते हैं. ज्यादा कम कुछ भी नहीं हो मिल सकते. Now, little Kanhaiya, he gives a speech, a lecture to all these elders standing there, Nanda Baba included. He says, "My dear father, and all the elders here, a creature comes in this world in some form. There are 8.4 million, but he comes in some form by force of his karma, his action that he performed in the past life in a human body. By the force of his action, we come in this world. Karm pradhan. Karm is very important. And whatever we are going to get in life is the exact result of our karma. The fruits of our action. This is very clear. Nothing less or more can come. No one can take away what you're not supposed to get, nor give you more than you're supposed to get. Not even Bhagavan. Understand this. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetu bhurmate sangostva karmani. Chapter 2, verse 47, Gita. Shri Krishna says, I give you human beings, only human beings. No other form of life has this कर्म करने का अधिकार, सिर्फ मनुष्य को देते हैं, और कोई योनि में नहीं. The right to perform action that bears fruits, good or bad, is given only to human beings and no other form of life. Not even Devtas. Human beings have been told to be superior because of knowledge, Gyan. Bhagwan Shri Ram says to Bharatji, हित अनहित पशु पक्षियों जाना मनुष्य तनु गुण ज्ञान निधाना. जय राम श्री Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to Bharatji in Chitrakoot, Hita anahita pashu pachi ujana manush tan gun jnana nidhana. The blessing, that great blessing that places human beings on a higher plane to other creatures, is the gift of knowledge, Gyan. Manusha tanu gun jnana nidhana has been given in a great amount only to human beings and not the other creatures. But why do Devatas want human birth then? Their knowledge is far, far superior to ours. Leaving aside the saints who are God personified, is there any human being who can claim to be as knowledgeable as Devatas, Brihaspati, etc.? Their knowledge is far, far superior to ours. So why do they want human birth? Because Devatas cannot do Purusharth. Their actions do not bear fruits. Those who live in heaven, they are called Bhog Yoni. We go there. The soul, all souls, if you do good actions, the outcome of good action is heaven. The scripture is very clear. Avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubha shubham. You will have to bear the fruits of your good action as well as bad action. We have been to heaven uncountable times. We have attained the position of Indra uncountable times, the king of heaven. But there's nothing there. You enjoy for a few days, it's only the happiness of this material world multiplied a number of times. And once you start enjoying, what happens? Kshine punye. Chapter 9, verse 21, Gita. That punya starts destroying. One day it's going to become zero. And then, hinataram va vishanti. Mundak Upanishad, first Mundak, second Kand, 10th mantra, will be thrown into lower forms of life. Ved saying. So it's only a place of enjoyment, sensual enjoyment, not divya, not divine. Not divine. So only human beings, the actions we perform bears fruits. Only in the human birth. That determines what will happen. So Bhagavan has given us, he said, I have given you the right to perform action, free will. But, I have not given you the right to the fruit. Karma nivadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Not. You don't have the right to determine the fruit. Bhagavan alone determines the fruits. Good or bad. Bhagwan, then you will think Bhagwan is very, he takes sides. Because some people are given very good fruits and some people, they are given very bad fruits. Some people born so healthy, some are so sickly, some are so poor, some are so rich. So this Bhagwan, it seems as though he just decides to like some people and don't like some people. No. Bhagwan makes it very clear. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. Chapter 9, verse 29, Gita. Shri Krishna makes it clear. He says, neither is anyone loving to me, dear to me, nor is anyone hateful to me. I look at everyone equally, samadarshi. I am a supreme court judge. And that supreme court judge called Shri Krishna doesn't make mistake. In the world, judge is not all-knowing, so there are mistakes in the world. Not in Bhagwan's court. We should not blame anyone. What happens to us? Everything happens to us is a consequence of our own actions. Don't blame anyone, bhaiya. We love to blame everyone. We must find somebody or something. People even blame Bhagavan. We don't realize. So it's a consequence of our own action. The scriptures are very clear. Purva janma kritam karma tad daivamiti kathyate hitopadesh. The actions performed out of a free will that God has given to us, our own action, performed out of the free will that God has given to us in this lifetime is known as Purusharth. That becomes Bhagya, predestination in the next lifetime. The name changes, that's all. Purusharth in this lifetime is called Purusharth. The next lifetime is called Bhagya, destiny. We are the maker of our destiny. Destiny is in our hands. This is very clear. There are certain things we cannot do anything about. No one can change it. Ayuhu karma cha vittam cha vidyani dhanameva cha panchaitani sijyante garbhastasyaiva dehina hitopadesh. Ayu, duration of life, how long we live for. Karma, what kind of interests we'll have. Whether we want to be a teacher, a doctor, an engineer, garbage man, policeman. With how much wealth will come to us easily or not come. How do we get wealth? By giving dan, charity. You don't give, the punishment for not giving dan, charity, daridata. Besides going to hell and rotating in 8.4 million forms of life, when we get human birth again, we'll be born very poor. So don't give, hold it, keep it. My money, I'm not giving anybody. Okay, keep it. Nobody's going to force you to give it. I keep stressing dan all the time. It's so important, especially in Kali Yuga. So vittam, vidya, how much knowledge will come easily. The intellect, etc. The mind, the intellect brightens when you do great spiritual deeds. It gives you spiritual power. Nidhanamevacha. The moment we'll die and how we will die is determined the moment we are conceived in the womb of the mother, and no one can change that. Nobody. Naraji, that great Maharishi Naraji is saying to Himalaya, the father of Parvati in the Ramayana, कह मुनीस हिमवंत सुनो, जो विधि लिखा लीला हो रामा, जो विधि लिखा लीला। देव दनुज नर नाग मुनि, कौन मेट निहार हो रामा, कौन मेट निहार। सियावर रामचंद्र कर जय शरण, शंकर हरि ओम, जय जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम, जय। कह मुनीस हिमवंत सुनो, जो विधि लिखा लीलार। देव दनुज नर नाग मुनि, को न मेट निहार। Naraji is also called Brahma, descension of Sri Krishna. Just like Sanak Sananda and Sanatan Sanak Kumar are mind-born sons of Brahma, Naraji is also Manas Putra. Naraji is saying to Himalaya, O Himalaya, listen carefully. Whatever Brahma has written in the destiny of an individual. Who writes our destiny? Brahma. Brahma, the creator, the one you see with forehead, that form of Sri Krishna. Where does he write it? Lalat, Lilad, Bhal, on the forehead. Where does it come from? The action we perform in our past life. Whatever. So, that's determined by our action. Purushad Kriyaman Karm in this lifetime. Next lifetime is known as Bhagya. The name changes, that's all. So whatever he has written in the destiny, which we have created by our own action, no Devata, no Rakshas, no human being, no Rishi, no Muni, nobody can change. And a lot of people say, don't worry, I can change it. Are you better than Bhagavan? Huh? We don't understand. It's written clearly. If you say, I don't believe this, then don't ever touch the Ramayana again. You don't believe the scripture, then why read it? I have objection. You have objection to what Tulsidas is saying. We're so brave. We're that abhiman, that ego. We want to challenge Bhagavan also too. So Bhagavan is saying, what does this have to do with Indra? Indra cannot even control his own destiny. Indra only has a certain lifespan. And he's going to finish and he has to come back right here and suffer. It's a jeev that has become Indra's soul. After enjoying, he has to come back right here. So whatever happens, whether we'll have drought, whether we'll have rain, whether we'll have flood, it's already determined. A country, a place also has karma. A country without people is not a country. Huh? So the sum total of those souls, there's a karma. They have a karma also. A prarabdha. That determines what's going to happen to that place. What's going to take place there. It's all very scientific. Very, very scientific and logical. अब देखो, भगवान मन ही मन में सोचा कि मैं इसलिए अवतार लिया ताकि लोग हमारे भक्ति करेंगे. और ये हमारे लोग देवताओं की पूजा कर रहे हैं. Bhagavan thought to himself, the reason I have taken descension, come in this world, is that people will worship me. They will do my bhakti. And my own people, what are they doing? They are worshipping devatas. Bhagavan ने सोचा इसको रोकना पड़ेगा. I have to stop this. I have to stop this. Bhagavan makes it very clear. Many places in Gita, many places in the scripture. Let's look at Gita only. Many places. That we have to worship only Bhagavan. Only Bhagavan means only God. God has 6 things. Any of those 6 things is all Bhagavan. Naam, Roop, Leela, Gun, Dham, Sant. Naam, his names, uncountable names. Take anyone. Roop, form, uncountable form, anyone. Leela, divine pastimes. Gun, virtues, all infinite. Sant, saint, infinite saint. Dham, his divine abodes. All resides in each one, and all are equal. Any form of Bhagavan, but Bhagavan, no devata, no celestial gods, nothing under Maya, no Rakshas, no human being. Saint is God personified. That's not a human being. The true Guru, the true saint is Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna himself says, know the saint to be me personified. Acharya mam vijaniyan. He's saying to Uddhav, 11 Canto, 17 chapter, 27 verse. Ved everywhere is saying. So only Bhagavan. Any form, any name, but no devata, no celestial god, no Rakshas, nothing under Maya. Anything you worship under Maya, Shri Krishna makes it clear in the Gita. Yanti devatan devan pitrin yanti pitibataha bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhyajinopimam. Chapter 9 verse 25 Gita. Very clear. Those who worship devatas, celestial gods, who are under Maya. Heaven is a material plane. Maya is under Maya still. They will become devatas. They will go to the heavenly regions, enjoy for some time and come back here and suffer. I went in detail before during the Bhagavat. Those who worship the Pitris, our ancestors, they have an abode called Pitrilok. It's a heaven also. They will go there and become Pitris for some time. Now come back here. Those who worship Bhoot and Pret, people worship Tamasik, Rakshas, Bhoot and Pret. A lot of people are doing it nowadays. Lot. It's become a style. Because of greed, when someone is telling you, okay, there's the fella, we know a fella, and if you go there, you'll get everything you want. Oh, huge crowd. Greed, greed. Nobody wants Bhagavan. Where we can fulfill our greed, lust, greed. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will become ghosts and spirits. And those who worship Shri Krishna, Bhagavan, will go to Bhagavan. Very clear. Check it out, chapter 9, verse 25. I'm not making it up. Gita. Exclusive. The word ananyata. No other but one alone, only Bhagavan. Many places. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metantarantite. Chapter 7, verse 14. Only the one who completely surrenders to Shri Krishna alone. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. Chapter 18, verse 62. Only to Bhagavan, only to Bhagavan. Ananyas chintayantu mami jana paripasate. Chapter 9, verse 22. Those who worship Shri Krishna alone, exclusively, Bhagavan alone. Any name, any form. But only Bhagavan or Bhagavati. No one and the same. Ananyachetah satatam yomam smarati nityashaha. Chapter 8, verse 14. Ananyachetah, only Shri Krishna, only Bhagavan, only God. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam ekam sharanam braja. Renounce all dharma, all duty, and take shelter in me alone, Arjun. I will give you everything. I will do everything for you. His challenge, last teaching of the Gita. Eka bharosa, eka as. Ramayana. Everywhere is saying the same thing. Only one, only God, only Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is thinking how to make them understand. So this is why Bhagavan is performing this beautiful Leela. The main thing of Govardhan Puja, this Katha Govardhan Puja, is that we should worship God alone. Ananya Bhakti, exclusive devotion to Bhagavan, to God alone. This is the main lesson. तो भगवान ऐसे पूरा सिद्धांत समझाया और फिर कहा, Bhagavan is given this philosophy like this, and then he says, we'll do bhajan, page 10 in the books. And here this beautiful bhajan is saying, oh dear mind, know that every relation of the soul, because you're the soul, the Atma, every relation of the soul is only with Shri Krishna. He alone is your mother, He alone is your father, He alone is your brother, your friend, your beloved. Every relation only with Shri Krishna. मन तेरो साचो यार ब्रजराज कुमार, मन तेरो साचो तेरो सोई स्वामी सोई सखा सुत भरतार, तेरो सोई झूठो जग व्यवहार, झूठे सब नातेदार, झूठो सब नाते। ओ मन तेरो साचो यार ब्रजराज कुमार मन तेरो ननः पुरा जनपदा न ग्रामा न गृहा वयम् नित्यं वनौ कसस्तात् वनशैल निवासिनः तस्मार्गवां ब्राह्मणानां मद्रेश्चारभं ततामखः या इन्द्रयाग सभ्यारात्यैवयं साधुतामकः हो मन तेरो साचो यार ब्रजराज कुमार मन तेरो रसिकन दरबार तेरो सोई घर बार रस we have to do Raganuga Bhakti. And in Raganuga Bhakti there are four relations. Shri Krishna is my master, I am his servant. Number one. Higher than that, Shri Krishna is my friend, my only friend. Higher than that, Shri Krishna is my child. And the highest relation, Shri Krishna is my beloved. Raganuga Vratdhar, Raganuga Vratdhar, अपनाव भावचार रागानु ओ अपनाव भावचार अपनाव ओ मन तेरो साचो यार ब्रजराज कुमार मन भूयन्तामग्रह सम्यग् ब्राह्मणै ब्रह्मवादिभिः अन्नं बहुविधिं तेभ्यो देयं वो धेनु दक्षिणा मन तेरो साचो यार ब्रजराज कुमार मन तेरो तेरो दो only Hari Guru, Bhagwan and the saint who is Bhagwan personified is our very life breath, and they are one and the same. Tero do pranadhar Hari Guru ek sar tero do O Hari Guru एक सार हरि गुरु ओ मन तेरो साचो यार ब्रजराज कुमार मन तेरो बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। तो कन्हैया ने बुजुर्गों से कहा कि हे पिताजी, हम लोग ब्राह्मण, गैयों से सब कुछ मिलते, गैयों हमारा सब कुछ है, इससे दूध मिलते हैं, दही मिलते हैं, मक्खन मिलते हैं और गोवर्धन, क्योंकि हमारे गाय वहां जाते हैं, गोवर्धन पर चढ़ते हैं, सब कुछ मिलते हैं गोवर्धन से, तो गोवर्धन की पूजा करना। ऐसे कहकर सबने मान लिया और कहा ठीक है हम करेंगे ऐसे। So after giving this long lecture and convincing everyone, Kanhaiya says, look, forget Indra Pindra. He can't do anything for anyone. Why don't we just worship the Brahmins? The cows. The cow, we get everything. They are our very life. We get milk. From milk, we get dahi, we get butter, we get ghee, everything. And Govardhan, we take the cows to graze on Govardhan. We get the wood, we get everything to make the fire, everything. Govardhan provides so much for us. So we should worship Govardhan. Let's do Govardhan puja. Everyone accepted. भगवान ने कहा देखो, जो भी अच्छे अच्छे चीज बनाओ, मिठाइयाँ, अच्छे अच्छे खाना, जो आप लोग को अच्छा लगता है बना लो और सब कुछ ले आओ गोवर्धन के पास, गोवर्धन पर्वत. भगवान told everyone, the gopis, the cowherdess, and the cowherd men and all the friends, look, make the best thing that you have. Make all the type of sweets that you know to make. Rasgulla, gulab jamun, jalebi, any type, all peda, you name it. And all the best foods. Banalo, bring fruits, everything you can get, and offer everything to Govardhan. सब कुछ लेके आया, अपने बुलक, अपने बैलों के ऊपर लादकर, और सब कुछ हजारों गोपियां ने टोकरी भर भर के लाया. And so the gopis, they filled their baskets, filled with all the best thing they can find and cook, and all the best sweets, etc. And they brought everything before Govardhan. गोवर्धन ने एक ऐसे रूप बनाया, ठाकुर जी ही गोवर्धन बन गया. And Shri Krishna himself became Govardhan. ऐसे रूप बनाया कि वो चेतन हो गया. Govardhan became alive, that mountain. Thakur ji himself became Govardhan. Shri Krishna himself became Govardhan. And started eating. Everything, by thousands and thousands of gopis, they had brought basket filled with all, you name it, all kinds of fruits and all delicacies. और सब खाने लगे और कहने लगे, मैं गोवर्धन गिरिराज महाराज हूं, आप लोग से बहुत प्रसन्न है, आपके प्यार से, और खा रहे. And he addressed everyone. Hey, I am Govardhan Maharaj, Giriraj Maharaj. I am very pleased with your devotion, your love. Bhagavan will eat on one condition. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya payachati tadaham tadupahita ashnami payatat manah. I will eat. Bhagavan says, I will eat provided it is given with love. Prem, main thing. So Bhagavan in the form of Govardhan is saying, I am very pleased with all your offering because you have given it with love. Or Thakurji, he's standing there. Kanhaiya has become Govardhan and he's standing there also in the form of himself. And he's saying, look at Govardhan, and he's saying, Jaikar for Govardhan. Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. गिरिराज महाराज की जय, गिरिराज महाराज की जय. He's doing the Jaikar, glorifying. Jaikar means all glories. When you do Jaikar, you're supposed to do at the top of your voice. And he's leading the Jaikar. और सब कुछ खा लिया. He ate everything. The gopis, they have great love for Bhagavan. Of course, everything is offered with love, right? There are no higher devotees than the gopis. Naraji says in Narad Bhakti Sutra, Yatha Braja Gopika Naam. The highest love for Sri Krishna, the gopis of Vrindavan. Then what did they do? इसके बाद परिक्रमा किया. They did परिक्रमा. When we keep an object of worship to our right hand side, to the right, दाहिने हाथ से, out we go around in a clockwise direction. That is called parikrama. Today people live from all over the world. They go all the way to India to do parikrama of Govardhan. Many doesn't understand what they're doing. But when you do, why to do parikrama of a mountain? Nobody should be doing parikrama of a mountain. How is a mountain worshipable? Why they're doing parikrama? Because Shri Krishna himself became Govardhan. And people, if you go to India, you go parikrama, there's a marg, a path, it's called parikrama marg. That's used only for parikrama. You will see people there. Some they lie on their belly, on their stomach, and then they get up and they go again. That's how they go around. Some creep, some walk bare feet, they don't wear shoes. You don't do puja for Bhagwan wearing shoes. Different ways. Parikrama. The reason being that Sri Krishna himself became Govardhan. So when we do parikrama of Govardhan, we are doing parikrama of Sri Krishna. But that feeling has to be there. Then we'll get the benefit. अब इसके बाद क्या हुआ? तो ये पूरा करके गए घर. They all worship Govardhan in the highest way. Bhagwan had attained his mean that they should worship only Bhagwan. Of course, Bhagwan did his Leela, he left. Kalyug started and we all went back the same way. We forgot everything. अब इसके बाद क्या हुआ? What happened after this? We do another bhajan. Page 4 in the books. Again, this is saying the same thing. To Shri Krishna, tu hi, tu hi, tu hi, tu hai. Tu hi means you alone. Tvameva, tvameva, tvameva. Tvam, you. Tu. Ev, he, alone. That prayer we say, Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, Tvameva bandhush cha sakha tvameva, Tvameva vidya dravinang tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. We say it. How many people understand what they're saying? And even those who understand, do they feel in the heart? Majority aligned to Bhagwan. Most. Because the prayer is saying, Tvam Ev. Tvam means you, Ev means alone. Hey Shri Krishna, we are saying, you alone are my mother. Tvameva Mata. You alone are my father. Chapita Tvameva. You alone are my companion. You alone are my friend. You alone are my knowledge. Dravinang Tvameva. You alone are my wealth. Dravinang. Not the money in the bank. Shri Krishna is my wealth. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva, you alone are my everything. But only when we have the knowledge that I am the soul, the Atma, we can truly say from inside the heart. For now, practice. Practice. I am not the body. I am the soul, the Atma. Every relation in the world is the relation of body. If I am the body, then that's my true mommy, my true daddy, my true everything. If I am the body. In Bhagavat, Uddho asked Shri Krishna, who is the greatest fool? ये सबसे बड़ा मूर्ख कौन है? Who is the greatest fool? And Shri Krishna said, he who does not know who they are. ये मैं को नहीं जानने वाला सबसे बड़ा मूर्ख. So all of us fall in that category. Don't feel bad. Because we identify with the body. So if, according to Sri Krishna, the greatest fool are those who don't know who they are, they don't know that they're the soul or Atma, then we are all greatest fool. When somebody call you foolish, don't feel bad. Because it's a fact. Truth is not, we don't like, truth is a bitter medicine. Nobody likes the truth. We like flattery. We like people to lie and tell us nice things. Someone tells us the truth, very, very bad. We don't like to hear the truth. Anyhow, it's fine. We have to practice, realizing that this is part of your sadhana, your Roop Dhyan. You have to practice May Atma Hu, I am soul, I am the soul, Atma. What form does the soul have? You can't see it. You can, even the most powerful microscope, we can't even see the mind. And more subtle than the mind is the soul. The mind is still material, but you can't see it. It is subtle. Not with any telescope or anything. People have tried everything. That when the life leaves the body, what does it look like? You can't see it, Bhaiya. It's divine. Being a fraction, a part of God, just as God is divine, the Jivatma is also divine. How can you see it with a material instrument? Impossible. So it's not a form. It's an energy, it's spirit like an energy. That when it comes in the body becomes alive. The word Jeev means that which is itself is conscious, alive, conscious, and when it goes in something, it makes it conscious also. So the Jeev, the soul itself is conscious, who we are. When it comes in the body becomes conscious. And when it leaves, when the soul leaves, what happens? The eyes, the ears, the nose, the feet, the hands, everything is still there. But soul is gone. Can you do anything? No. We still don't understand. We still identify with this dead body. This is enough. While the soul is in here, we can do all these things. The soul gives consciousness. Jeev. Somehow or the other, not in this lifetime, after millions of lifetimes, someday you'll have to realize, then you can go further spiritually. Until unless that knowledge doesn't come and starts sitting in intellect that I am not the body, I am the soul, Atma, then how can we progress anywhere spiritually? Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishner Nitya Das. And the soul is an eternal servant of Shri Krishna. What does the servant do? Serve. Our only duty in life is to serve Shri Krishna, to do his seva, to serve Guru, who is Shri Krishna personified, to do seva. So, being the soul, Amritasya Vai Putraha, the Vedas say, every living being is a child of God. He alone is our every relation. Mata, Pita, Bhrata, Sharanam, Suhit. The Vedas are saying every relation of the soul is only with Shri Krishna. That knowledge, a lot of people will think something is wrong. We'll say the prayer, we'll say everything. We might have a little bad feeling to say Tomeo Mata from now on. Oh, that Swami said, Tomeo Mata mean that God alone is my mother. So what happened to my mother in the world? I don't like this prayer anymore. Ignorance. What can you do? My duty is to teach and tell. Nobody can force you to accept, bhaiya. Not even Bhagwan can force us. He gives us free will. Accept what you like. Don't accept what you don't like. So you don't like it, don't accept it. But this is the philosophy. This is the teaching that we are the soul, the Atma, and the soul. Every relation of the soul is only with Shri Krishna. This beautiful bhajan says that. तू ही तो है मेरा नंद नंदन, मैं भी तो हूँ तेरा नंद नंदन। तू ही तू ही तू ही मेरा स्वामी नंद नंदन। तू ही मेरा सुत नंद नंदन। तू ही मेरा सखानंद। तू ही मेरा सुत नंद नंदन। तू ही मेरा पिय नंद नंदन। तू ही ओ तू ही तो है मेरा नंद नंदन। मैं भी तो तेरा नंद नंदन। तू ही तू ही मम माता पिता भ्राता नंद नंदन। तू ही मम तेरा ही कहा हुआ है यह नंद नंदन। मेरा सब कुछ ही है तेरा नंद नंदन। तेरा सब कुछ भी है मेरा नंद नंदन। तेरा ओ तू ही तो है मेरा नंद नंदन। मैं भी तो तेरा नंद नंदन। तू ही माना मैंने भक्ति किया नहीं नंद नंदन। माना मैंने तू तो बिनु है तू सने ही नंद नंदन। माना मैं हूँ सब विधि दोषी नंद नंदन। माना तू तो है कृपालु कृपा करु नंद नंदन। ओ तू ही तो है मेरा नंद नंदन। मैं भी तो तेरा नंद नंदन। तू ही बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। नंद नंदन भगवान की जय। गणम सावर्तकम नाम मेघानाम चांतकारिणीम इंद्रः प्रचोदयात् क्रुद्धो वाक्यम चाहेष्यमन्युत। नारद जी इंद्र के पास गए स्वर्ग में और कहा, इंद्र आपने कुछ सुना, क्या हो रहा? तो इंद्र ने कहा, मैंने कुछ सुना नहीं। अच्छा, एक छोकरा ने आपका यज्ञ बंद किया, आपकी पूजा। मेरी पूजा बंद किया? कौन से छोकरा? एक काला लड़का है, कन्हैया नाम है, कृष्ण। अच्छा, कहां है वो? वृंदावन में, नंद के पुत्र। अच्छा, इन लोगों के इतना हमारा अपमान करते हैं, इसको ठीक करूंगा। Indra, when all is finished, Naraji went to Indra. He went in heaven. Naraji can go anywhere he wants. He went to the place of Indra, his abode. Indra is the king of heaven, and said, Indra, do you know what's going on? What's happening? Indra said, no. Are you are enjoying? Indra was enjoying. He was drinking his Som Ras, and the Apsaras were dancing. As usual, enjoying himself. He said, look, they have stopped your worship, your puja. They? Who they? Some little boy, a little black boy. He stopped your worship. What black boy and where? There's a place called Vrindavan. You may have heard about it. And there's a boy called Krishna, dark boy. And he convinced all his elders. He gave them a lecture and convinced them that they should not worship Indra anymore. They stop your worship. Indra said, they have that amount of courage. They insulted me. Don't they know who I am? They have become very proud because Nanda Baba is very rich. He's the chief. And they listen to this ignorant, arrogant little boy, full of himself. I will fix them. Sambartak meg ko khol do. There's a cloud, meg, cloud called Sambartak. Sambartak meg, that is kept chained in heaven. That is only less. Chain doesn't mean like chain in the world. It's a divine chain. It's only let loose at the time of Mahapuran. Complete dissolution. The entire world will become flooded. That kind of rain is going to fall. Literally bucket a drop. And people say rain fall in bucket a drop. You never say anything. Hey, just let go Sambartak. और मैं भी जाऊंगा. I will also go on Airavat, his elephant, his vehicle, Airavat. अपना वज्र, his weapon is thunderbolt, वज्र. Hey वायु, चलो साथ में. ऐसे हवा चलाओ, सबको उड़ाओ. Come on वायु, and start blowing wind, blow over everything. Sambartak, take all your army and shower a kind of rain, flood Vrindavan in no time, destroy that Braj of Nanda Baba. They want to insult me? Don't they know who I am? वहां गए, आज्ञा दिया इंद्र ने, तो सब गए वहां. ऐसे बारिश शुरू हो गया, मूसलाधार, एक बूंद मूसल के मुख के बराबर ऐसे पानी. बहुत जल्दी भरने लगे पूरा वृंदावन. तो सब गए कन्हैया के पास. So being commanded by Indra, Samvartak Megh, that cloud came and with the wind like thousands of hurricanes at one time. And that kind of rain, there's something called a musal. Long ago, there was no mill to mill rice and all of that. You had okri, mortar, and musal, pestle, big. And you would be ponging. So musal adhar, this is the kind of raindrop, this size. One drop of rain. That kind of rain is falling. No time. Vrindavan, everything is flooded. The trees are falling, houses. The gopis and the cowherds, they ran to Kanhaiya, begging him to do something. Shri Krishna said, Acha, ye Indra ki kartu, this is the wickedness of Indra, I'll fix him. I want him to do this. I'll break his pride. तो भगवान गए गोवर्धन, चलो सब गोवर्धन के पास चलो. Let's go to Govardhan. And Bhagwan took he uprooted Govardhan like a child would uproot a mushroom. ऐसा लिखा. A child is playing and he root up a little plant. So Bhagwan uprooted Govardhan. And with his left hand, the tip of his little finger, nak, the very tip of his little finger, he upheld Govardhan. और सबको बुला, सब आइए अंदर अपने गायों को लेके सब कुछ. And he told everyone, all the cowherds, all the cowherdesses, everyone come inside under Govardhan and bring your cows, bring everything. सब कुछ ले आओ. यहां ग्वालों भी आए, सखा लोग. और सखा लोग ने कहा ये कन्हैया कैसे है? हजारों लोगों का प्राण इसके अंदर है और ऐसे नाटक कर रहे कि एक पर्वत को उठा रहे. तो सब ग्वालबाल ने अपने लठिया को लगाया और कह रहे हमने उठाया और जिनको नाम मिल गया गिरधर. You may have seen pictures sometimes that when Shri Krishna uplifted Govardhan, all the cowherd boys, they put their staff also, their sticks, lathi. You see, nobody knew that Shri Krishna is Bhagwan. I keep telling you, he made everyone, the topmost of saints. Many of those cowherd boys, the eternal friends of Shri Krishna from Golok, they came. They're not ignorant. But Shri Krishna has a power, Yog Maya, which makes the impossible possible. He made everyone forget. So they're thinking this Kanhaiya, they love him, he's our Sakha, our friend, and we love him more than our life. But look how he's showing off that he's holding a mountain and thousands of people's life is at stake here. If this mountain fall, everybody is dead. They'll become chutney. Huh? So all the cowherd boys, they took their sticks and they're pushing that we have upheld Govardhan and he's getting the name Giridhar, the one who upholds a mountain. Giridhar means, this is the name of Shri Krishna, one who upholds a mountain, Giridhar. Giridhari. This is the name of Shri Krishna. We should be called Giridhari, not him. Kripalu Mahaprabhu has written a beautiful pad. I'll just sing one line of this very beautiful poem. देखो देखो री, देखो री, देखो देखो री, ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री, हाँ देखो देखो, हाँ देखो देखो री, हाँ हाँ, अरे हाँ हाँ देखो देखो री, हाँ, अरे देखो री, देखो री, देखो देखो री, ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री, हाँ, नख धार्यो गोवर्धन गिरी, जब नख धार गोवर्धन, उस सखन कह्यो हम गिरिधारी, देखो देखो रे सखन हम गिरिधारी, देखो वो सखन कहो हम गिरधारी, देखो देखो रे सखन, हाँ देखो देखो री, हाँ, अरे हाँ हाँ देखो देखो री, हाँ, अरे देखो री, देखो री, देखो देखो री, ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री, हाँ देखो देखो री, ग्वाल बालन यारी, देखो देखो री। बोले गिरिराज महाराज की जय। यहां भगवान नखधारियो, with the very tip of a little finger, the nail, he's upholding Govardhan. और कितने दिन तक? 7 दिन और 7 रात। इंद्र सांवर्तक मेघ, he's causing that cloud to rain for 7 days and 7 nights. In one day, Vrindavan was already flooded. 7 days and 7 nights, that kind of rain. And Bhagwan is upholding. No one is feeling hunger, nobody wants to go to the washroom, nothing. Because of Yog Maya. Bhagwan has everyone under the control of Yog Maya. Yog Maya is a special power of Bhagwan. His most intimate power is also called Swarup Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, Durga, Radha, etc. Everyone is so happy. Nobody is feeling hunger, thirst, anything. Bhagwan is playing Murli and upholding Govardhan. इंद्र ने सोचा ये अरे मैं भी कोई पर्वत को उठा नहीं सकते, ये तो कोई मनुष्य नहीं होगा। और 7 दिन और 7 रात तक, और किसी को भूख प्यास नहीं है। मैंने बहुत बहुत बड़ी गलती की, ये तो भगवान ही होगा। Indra now is thinking, I made a very big mistake. I can't even lift a mountain up. And he's upholding his mountain with the tip of his little finger for 7 days and 7 nights. All the rain is falling, nothing. And no one is hungry, no one is thirsty or anything. And all in bliss, enjoying. This could not be, as I was thinking, a foolish, ignorant little boy. This has to be Bhagavan himself. I have made a very, very big mistake. Ab churna ho gaya ahankar. His ahankar, his pride has been squashed. Bhagavan has crushed his pride into nothing. Wanting Bhagavan doesn't like pride, ego. So Indra told all the clouds and Vayu, hey, Sambartak, आप वापस जाओ, इनको लेके जाओ भाई, इसको बांध दो. ए वायु वापस जाओ, सब वापस जाओ. ए सूर्य नारायण आइए. Indra told Sambartak, Meg, go back. Told the Devatas, take him back, put him back on the chains. Vayu, go back. Don't have that power. Vayu stays, but not that power of millions of hurricane. Surya Narayan, come out again, bring the sunshine. Everything is clear. The rain has stopped. Bhagwan ने सबको कहा कि आप अपना अपना घर वापस जाओ. Bhagwan told everyone, go back to your home. There's no more danger anymore. सब ठीक हो गया. Indra's pride has been crushed. Bhagwan has made them understand that we have to worship only Bhagwan. Indra Bhagwan के श्री चरणों में सिर नवाया. अपने गलती को मान लिया, आंसू बहाया और भगवान का गुणगान किया. Indra realized his mistake. Don't say I'm sorry and then you keep doing the wrong thing. Realize that you're wrong. Feel bad. Indra felt very ashamed of the wrong thing that he doubted Bhagavan. He fell at the feet of Bhagavan, bathed in his lotus feet with his tears, begging for forgiveness and praised the Lord in great ways. And this way, this wonderful Leela where Bhagavan, one, he crushed the pride of Indra, but the most important lesson of Govardhan Puja is that we have to worship only Bhagavan, Ananya Bhakti, exclusive devotion, many places. I told you chapter 11 verse 53. After Bhagwan Shri Krishna showed Arjun his universal form, he said to him, Naham vedena tapasa na dane na chejaya. Not through the study of the Vedas, not through tapasya, austerities, yajna, ritualistic worship, charity, etc. can one attain me. Arjun, see me, attain me. How can he be attained? So that 11:53 he says, this is not how I can be, this can help you. Then 11:54 he says, Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahamevam vidhorjuna gyatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapaha. Chapter 11 verse 54, Gita. Whether one wants to attain the divine knowledge of Bhagavan, whether one wants to attain the divine vision, drashtum, want to see his divine form, to see Bhagavan, whether one wants to merge into him, praveshtum, to attain moksha, whatever you want to attain spiritually, one thing only, bhaktya tvananyaya, exclusive love, exclusive bhakti. Exclusive mean only Bhagavan. I told you, do not be confused by only. Only means only any form of Bhagavan, any form, any name of Bhagavan. Bhagavan has uncountable name, uncountable form, and all equal. Any form you worship Bhagavan, you will attain him. As Ram, as Krishna, Shiva, as Durga, as Saraswati, whatever form of Bhagavan. But you will attain to that abode. Every form has their own abode. Shivji has his own abode. Durga has his own abode. Sri Ram, Sita Ram, Saket Lok. The highest divine abode, Golok. All is divine, all is divine. But the highest, if you want to attain the highest divine bliss of Gopi Prem, you want to attain the highest divine abode, then we have to worship the form of Radha Krishna. But, as I said, any form, don't see differences in God's name and form. When I said Devata, I didn't mean God, Bhagavan. People don't understand what Devata mean and what Bhagavan means. So, it's amazing that people call, big lectures, and yet we don't understand what is a Devata and what is a Bhagavan. Devatas means celestial beings, those who live in heaven, the material world. They go and enjoy for some time and then come back and have to suffer in the world. Only for some time you enjoy. It's very clear. Gita, Ramayana, everywhere. So easy to understand. So, they are heavenly regions, and the highest heavenly region is known as Satyalok. Bhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satya. The abode of Brahma. The highest heavenly region. It is all under Maya. It's all Maya. When you cross, you go beyond that, there's a divine river called Birija Nadi. Birija Nadi. There Maya cannot go. When you go, this river divides the divine world from the material world. When you cross that, Maya cannot go there. The sun cannot go there. The moon cannot go. Maya cannot go. It's only divine. All the divine entities and divine abodes is there. So, what is Devata? Indra, the king of heaven, the god of rain. Agni, the god of fire. Vayu, the god of wind. Kuber, the god of... These are Devatas, celestial beings. Sometimes people say demigod. Bhagavan means supreme power. One who is filled with bhag. I gave an explanation once from Bhagavat itself. There are 6 Aishwarya. One who has these 6 things to an infinite degree is called Bhagavan or Bhagavati. Bhagavan or Bhagavati. And the same Sri Radha Krishna that becomes all that different forms. So there's all one and the same. Whether it is Durga, Lakshmi, Radha, any divine Bhagavati, they're all one and the same. Whether it's Shri Krishna, whether it's Shiv, whether it's Brahma, they're all one and the same. We should not see differences. That's nama prad. But as I mentioned, it's what you want to attain. Any form of Bhagwan you worship, you will go beyond Maya. But how far you can go, what you want to attain, then that will depend on Guru. The Guru, whichever form Guru is worshipping, and he will give you the knowledge that we will worship the same form. And the sanskars from many, many lifetimes also makes us attracted to a certain form. So understand, don't get confused. When I say ananyata, exclusive worshiping only Bhagavan. And I said every scripture is telling us that. Everything else is there. Of course, worshipping the devatas, doing all of that is written in the scriptures. There's a reason for that. One night I gave a katha from Bhagavat also. That is all given for a reason. That people, especially in this Kali Yuga, people have very little interest in God. They are very materialistic. If you tell people to just worship God, nobody would worship God. So the script, knowing that God and the saints, they have put greed in the scriptures. That if you do this action, you do that action, you will get this. If you worship this one, you will get some money, you will get this thing, you will go to heaven. This is a greed. That the world will go on. If these things are not written, worship your elder, give respect to the elders, perform your duty to your parents, duty to wife, to husband, etc. This world will finish in no time. So all this is written that the world will continue to exist and greed is given. And that by doing that, slowly, the mind, if you happen to meet a true saint and get true knowledge, you realize that I have to worship only Bhagavan in order to become free from Maya. Eventually that should happen by doing that. It doesn't happen in a big way. It takes a lot. Uncountable. We are still here. Uncountable lifetimes we have rotated in 8.4 million forms of life. We have heard all this Bhagavat, all this Vedas from saints, uncountable time. Yet we did not accept. What does he think he is? Why is he saying all this? I don't believe, I don't accept all this thing. We just took what we like and we throw away the rest. It's the nature of we have this abhiman, this ego, and because we are also ignorant, so what we like we take. And what we don't like, leave it alone. So uncountable lifetimes have gone. And uncountable will keep rotating until one day we meet a true saint, we get the true philosophy and we start accepting, yes, I'm not the body, I'm the soul, the Atma. My every relation is only with Shri Krishna. The only way for me to become free from Maya is to completely surrender to Shri Krishna. To practice bhakti, to practice the path of love in Shri Krishna, surrendering to Him. That's the only way I'll become free from Maya. I will attain supreme divine happiness and I will never have to come back in this material world and suffer, rotating in the 8.4 million forms of life. If somehow, someday, in uncountable lifetimes to come, we accept, some saint will come along and we'll accept, then fine. Or else we'll just keep rotating. Uncountable lifetimes have gone. We, the soul, the Atma, are beginningless. Just as God is Aj, beginningless, unborn, eternal, the Jivatma, the individual soul, is also unborn, eternal, beginningless. Uncountable times we have taken birth in every form of life in the 8.4 million forms of life. We keep rotating. All because of identification with the physical body, not knowing who we are, identifying with the body. Until that knowledge doesn't come and sit. So, keep talking, but this is the whole gist of this Govardhan Puja. Shri Krishna teaching was that we have to worship and love only Shri Radha Krishna in order to become free from Maya and attain the ultimate aim of divine bliss, divine happiness, divine love forever. The rest we'll hear some other time. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Shrimat Sadguru Sarkar ki jai, Shrimat Bhagavat Mahapuran ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Bole Radha Rani ki